Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, September the 2nd, 2022. Friday, September the 2nd. Please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe, push that button. Today, what I really liked, it's so interesting, the friendship that Ava and Nina have developed. Realistically, Nina is Ava's only female friend. That's very interesting. Now, when Sonny was presumed dead, Carly was mob boss. Ava, kind of jumped in and worked with Carly. As a matter of fact, Ava truly could have given Carly some pointers because newer people don't know that was Ava's former life was the mob. Seriously, she was part of the Jerome family and she didn't have a problem with ordering hits. As a matter of fact, when she first came to town, Ava was more ruthless than Julian ever could be. That was Ava. Okay. Kiki becoming pregnant with Avery softened her, and Kiki really starting to call Ava out on a lot of her crap changed a lot. And she truly did not want Kiki to know that part of her life because she and Julian had not been together as far as brother and sister family in the same town in decades. So when she brought Kiki to Port Charles, she didn't want Kiki to know that part of her life, which is why she had the gallery. She was respectable, the whole 9 yards. But look, she didn't have a problem pulling the trigger on Connie Falconeri, aka Kate Howard, just because Kate knew the true identity of Julian Jerome. I think he was going by the name of Derek Wells back then, Derek Wells. And Connie found out who he was and was going to tell Sonny, and Ava shot her. Yeah, there we go. So then when Connie wrote the initials AJ in her own blood on her Metro Court office floor, Sonny assumed that meant AJ Quartermain when it was Ava Jerome, AJ. Okay. But anyway, that's, bit of history. And then when you look at it, Ava is Nina's only, I want to say female friend, but only friend. Well, no, Maxie considers herself, Maxie and Britt consider themselves family with Nina. And when I mean friends Ava's age, because Trina truly loves Ava. But it's more than just a friend. No, Trina truly feels like Ava is a part of her family, Ava's family to her. So Trina, I didn't want to count in that. So anyway, they talked, and Ava did let her know that Nicholas slept with Esme, and Nina was like, ooh. Yikes. Goodness, that makes what I did with Sonny in Nixon Falls not look too bad, right? At least I didn't sleep with the man all that time in Nixon Falls. So then Sonny ends up coming in, and she and Nina zip it up, and Sonny's thinking, why'd they get quiet? What's going on? But Sonny is having his guards guard Ava's room, which is so interesting to me. Nicholas is a Cassadine with unlimited money. You mean to tell me he couldn't hire a security team of guards to guard his wife, right? But see, Sonny don't trust Nicholas, and Sonny knows that's my baby's mama. So I'm gonna put my men on it. There we go, Cassadine. So, but he was talking to Dex, and he was gonna send Dex down to Dex says, hey, there's a shipment coming in on the docks. Coffee coming in on the docks. Would you like me to oversee it? And Sonny goes, you want to go do that? And he's like, yeah, boss, yeah. And Michael is replacement Michael is coming in, and he's kind of listening to this whole thing. And so Sonny says, yeah, but before you do that, I need you to go stand guard by Ava's room until I forget the name of the guard that was going to relieve him. And Dex is like, you want me to stand guard? Like, I can do better. And he goes, I can do better than Sonny goes, see, this is what I've told you. You do what I tell you to do. Okay? You do what I tell you to do. You don't question it. You don't, I can do something. I want to do something else. I'm better than you do. That's what you do. And he goes, okay, boss, right. So of course, Michael has to come over. And I tell you, I'm with all of you. I am so sick and tired of even Michael's dialogue that they're writing for him. Have the nerve to want to insinuate and ask the Sonny, you know, violence always follows you. Did you, you know, like, did you do it? Did you have it? Well, not did you do it, because he knows Sonny would never hurt Avery's mother, but you know, this is probably your doing. And so Sonny said, well, you know what? Since it happened at your house, you Quartermains should have had better security to protect your guests, right? And then Michael's starting to mouth off, and Dex pretends to want to jump in, and Sonny's like, hey, stop. Now you see, that's what I told you. You don't want to fight my family. You don't want to put your hands on my son, you know. Oh my goodness. So Michael walks away because he's looking for Willow. Do I want to take the time to talk about Willow? Willow finished a long shift. Well, not a long shift, just her 8-hour shift, and was holding on to the wall, trying to collect herself, you know, little fatigued and ready to pass out. And Terry sees her. So Terry calls her to her office, gives her some water so she could collect herself. And she's saying, you know, you look like you were about to pass out. And so Willow goes, well, any nurse at the end of a long shift would be tired and exhausted. And she's like, yeah, but what's going on with you is not like any nurse. You have leukemia and you're pregnant. Okay. So she was telling her, you might want to ease up and not really work. Your job will be here. Take a medical leave when you return. And Willow's like, but that would be in a year. I'm not even through my first trimester. You know, like, no, I'm going to do this. Okay, Willow, my mind is made up. And no, I'm not going to tell Michael. It's like, ugh, I don't even want to deal with her. So Michael does find her, and then she ends up saying, oh, I made a decision. I'm going to cut back on my hours so that I'm not so tired. And Terry's like, we're happy to accommodate you. Okay. And so when they're leaving, she tells Michael, can we skip the Metro Court? Can we just go home? I'm exhausted. Can we just have dinner at home? And he happily agrees. Okay. They spend a lot of time wasting scenes on Dante and Sam, no matter how cute they did look, you know. But Sam was talking about having them move in, you know, this weekend. And Dante said, I thought you didn't want to rush this. And she's like, yeah, but you know what? It would be good to have Rocco settled before the school year begins. You know, and Dante could see the merit in that, you know, but you know, now they're kissy face love couple again. Jocelyn and Cameron talk. We get to see Cameron again. And she tells them what happened, you know, and how it was Dex that helped her with that. And, you know, no, you know, Cameron is kind of like, oh, of course Dex happens to show up in your hour of need. He's starting to see, I'm hearing the word Dex quite a bit, right? But he's not acting like the jealous boyfriend, because really Jocelyn hasn't said it enough to make him the jealous boyfriend. But then if she gets a call from Avery, Avery lost her little charm bracelet that Ava gave her, and she thinks she lost it at General Hospital lobby, and Jocelyn was going to said, I'll go find it. I'll look for it, Avery. So Cameron says, well, you know what? While you're going to go do that, I'm going to go see Spencer, because this might be the last chance I get to see him before he goes to Pittenville. So they part ways. And of course, Jocelyn gets to the hospital. Dex had just got relieved by the other guard. And she tells him, she asks about Ava. He tells her, and then he goes, well, what are you doing here? She goes, my sister lost her little charm bracelet or that Ava gave her, and I'm looking for it. So he goes, I haven't seen anything like that. And she's looking under the couch and under between the cushions. And he goes, but a security guard, a maintenance janitor just came through here about 15 minutes ago or so. I could go check with him. And so Sonny and Nina come out the room, and he asked Josh, what's going on, Josh? Like, why are you here? And she goes, well, Avery, my sister, lost her charm bracelet that Ava gave her, and I'm looking for it. And he goes, thank you for really looking after your little sister. And she goes, of course, I always will. Jocelyn being Jocelyn. So Dex comes back and he tells her, no, sorry. Well, Sonny and Nina leave that, and Dex tells her he didn't notice anything and he's already dumped the garbage. So Jocelyn, next scene we see is Jocelyn and Dex at the dumpster. And Jocelyn's getting ready to go dumpster diving, looking for that bracelet. And Dex is like, wait, what are you doing? When she steps up on a crate, and she goes, I'm getting ready to try to find this. If it's in here, I'm gonna try to find it. And he goes, oh, really? Like, she goes, and are you gonna help? So of course, to score some points with Jocelyn, of course he's gonna get down and dirty for her. He might jump in first, right? That's what any self-respecting male would do that wants to prove to a female, that I can do anything. So we'll see how the dumpster diving goes. And I think that's about it, except for the good part. The good part is we got to see Esme on camera in the scene with Spencer. He's dreaming because he's still kind of hung over a bit from the night before. So when he came home just to lay down and collect himself, his head was hurting. He's dreaming about Esme. She's taunting him. And she's pretty much letting him know how she won. She took everything from him. She took his father, and she made sure that Trina is gone too. And that, look, I was your first, but surely you definitely nowhere near were my first, which I'm telling you, Esme's a lot older than she's letting on. You're not my first. And I needed a real man. And she was just taunting what really he was taunting himself in his head. But he then, once he wakes up from the dream, he decides to write a letter to Trina, telling Trina how from the minute he saw her in that interrogation room, he knew she was innocent, from the very beginning. And at that point, he was setting out to trip Esme up. But so Trina's party is tonight or next week. And Spencer, I guess Spencer's going because it showed him all dressed up in a suit, looking nice. That boy cleans up well in a suit. So Spencer's in a suit and he heads out the door. So I think that Spencer's going to go to the party and he's going to give her the note because he made sure he took the note with him. And nonsense with Brooklyn and Chase and their plan. And I guess their plan fell into place because he ended up telling Link that he was going to sign with Brooklyn. And Link is like, well, you could kiss that singing at the Savoy, that gig goodbye. And I had promoters that were going, promoters or marketers or A&R managers that were going to be there. And now all that's gone. So when he left there, Brooklyn and Chase are kissing and they're like, good, that went well. Now let's go to plan B. So I don't know what plan B is going to be, but plan A went well. So that pretty much was it on General Hospital today. Let's go to comment corner. We got a lot of good comments. I'm going to start with the first part of Susan's comments. She says she loves how Sonny was having Frank, I guess that was the guard's name, Frank guard Ava's room with an approved list of visitors. And then Ava asked, is my husband Nicholas on there? And he goes, yes, ma'am. She's like, take that off. Take his name off that list. She does not want Nicholas in that room. And she, of course, we talked about, she told Nina what happened. Then we go to Robin Fletcher. No, wrong. Robin Fletcher, yeah. Says she loves that Spencer and Trina are there for each other and they care about each other's feelings. And she feels that Victor is going to definitely get tired of that. And he's probably going to threaten Trina to control Spencer. Yeah, he just might, but that might turn ugly. And then Anita says, they're talking about Nell coming back. Cause I was like, how's she coming back when they found the body? And says the actress said it on her Instagram, see you on GH next week. That's why. And then someone else says that Nell is back on Monday. And Susan replied to that, said, I hope not. I mean, even though, wait, we had enough of her when she was on the show before. I know. We don't need Nell. That's what Esme is for. Esme is Nell and reincarnated, you know, so it could be the same person, right? Besides, she would have to be there in spirit because they found her body, which is what I'm saying. She's buried. And I think it is going to be a spirit, but who's thinking of her? Who would be thinking of Nell? Oh, I know who would be thinking of Nell. Nina. Perhaps Nina will have some kind of dream and her getting to be with Nell, you know, because Nina's still always longing for that connection with Nell. So maybe it's gonna be Nina, because I can't think of anybody else conjuring up that. So now we've got Kimberly says, you are so right. I just don't know what what I was right about, Kimberly. Thank you though. And Ron says that Jordan's not happy, and she will drag out and end up arresting the wrong person. Yes, she will. That's the way they always do. Arrest the wrong person until we finally get the new one. And then, yes, it was confirmed it was Nurse Amy on the phone. What is Amy up to? Because Amy will get into no good if left to her own devices, right? And then Lisa says, Nicholas only gave Liz an alibi to cover his butt. The way Nicholas was saying to Ava, it didn't have to come to this, before Ava woke up. That to me says that he thinks Victor did it. He might think Victor did it. Valentine finally opened up to Anna. That was a good thing. Yes, it was. And so that was very, very good. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, Susan says she's not sure. Oh, they were talking about, I think the rest of her comment, no. We're talking about mind control. Uh-oh, my comments just jumped around on me, folks. Jordan's not happy, okay. Oh, Susan, she was saying that Victor and Drew was faking. No, they were talking about the mind control, because what Lisa was saying, she didn't understand that he could have had mind control over Drew, but yes, he had the wrong card. When they were trying to trick Victor with the stupid cards for the mind control, all at the end, Drew said that was the wrong card. And to me, I thought, well, how many stupid cards are in a deck? So if even in that kind of deck, is it 2852? Because that's one of those crazy little tarot deals. I don't know. But guess what? If Victor had to turn a corner every single day, hold up another card, you're activated. Oops. Bump into him the next day, hold up a different card, you're activated until you come up with the right one. So for him just to say that was the wrong card, then guess what? If I have to have you kidnapped, tied to a chair, and show every card in the deck and say you're activated, I'm gonna run across the right card. So yes, that whole scenario is still out there. Victor could still get the right card. And Nikisha says, oh, she liked that idea, maybe the whole mind control thing, because that would if Drew started acting erratic, that would break up him and Carly, okay? Because Drew could put them into some danger. And Patricia says that Victor probably has Charlotte, Holly, Luke, Esme, and even Jason in the compound where he held Drew. um, Hope, Jordan, Ava, and Anna watch their backs because Victor's the male version of Helena and Granddaddy Cassadine. Nikos, Helena and Nikos Cassadine. Yeah, they are a deadly brood. And then Medora says, I don't think it's Nick or Victor because they spotlighted them already. I know, too soon. She feels that the writers, they don't ever make it that easy for us. And then we've got Jane saying, Ryan, I think it's Ryan. Yeah, it could be, but I don't know. If Ryan escaped from jail, I think that would be high priority for Jordan because Shady Brook. No. Where is that? Is it Shady? Shady Brook is the Minnow place. This is, I don't know why the name of that minor, it's not Pittenville, it's whatever the other place is. It's minimum security. They still would notify the local cops that Ryan has escaped. So I really don't think that it's Ryan. And it's time that Sandy says it's time that Liz confided in Finn. Yes. Nicholas is looking very suspect every day. Nicholas looks crazy any old day. And she's worried for Trina. Hope Victor doesn't use Trina to blackmail Spencer into staying quiet. Yeah, he will. And then this chemo beauty says, Portia is a little sickening with all that screaming and jumping up and down. I was making fun of her yesterday. Haggard gave her a ring years ago, and was she acting like that? My goodness, woman, you're too old to be acting like that over an engagement ring. And then it says the secret that Portia is keeping from Curtis is not Jordan's secret to tell. That is true. It will come out on its own because she wouldn't put it past Curtis to say Jordan was jealous of Portia and is not telling him the truth. Yeah, he would not believe it from anybody else. He actually needs to hear it from Portia. He really, really does. And I agree with that. I think that is about it. That's it for Comment Corner. Great comments, everybody. Keep them coming. I love hearing the comments. I love going through Comment Corner. It's getting to be so many, I can't really reply back. I'm going to do a lot of thumbs up, and you'll know if you're watching the show regularly that I am responding to these live. So thank you for the comments, because I tell you, today I was looking forward to getting the Comment Corners to start talking about some of your comments. It's like we're having a conversation with each other. So I will be back on Monday, if they have a new episode on Labor Day. I don't know. So if there is a new episode, I will be back with the daily recap of General Hospital.